92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Well, I do declare I'm excited about today's second date update.
You're a Southern woman?
We have a bona fide Southern gentleman on the phone, and I can't wait to talk to him. His name is Jeffrey. Most likely Jeffrey Beauregard. That's what I would think. His email said that he just moved to town from the South and is having trouble meeting ladies and finally found a date, and now she's not calling him back. Jeffrey, I say that is a travesty that would happen to you.
Well, I gotta agree with you, ma'am.
Oh my God, he's actually batting his eyelashes at you right now, Jeffrey. You better be careful. He may drop a white glove on the ground any moment.
Well, I gotta tell you something. Where I'm from in the South, there ain't any women who talk like him or look like him anymore. So,
way to just dash my dreams, Jeff. How you doing, man? Thanks for your email.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing okay, all things considered, except for this girl not calling me back. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. How long you been in town? And I'm assuming that you've been listening to the show for a while. If you're willing to do a second date update with us.
Yeah, I've been here for a little over a month now, and I actually move around for work a lot. I've been all over the South, and I'm kind of starting something new here in the area, and so I like my morning shows. I'm trying to meet people and do stuff like that. So I heard you guys, and Jubal, maybe it was that inherent Southern charm you had in there.
Well, I do tend to connect with my Southern gentlemen, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today.
Her name's Alana, and I think this story is it's just sort of typical, I guess. We went out to a restaurant on a date. We met online because I'm new. I don't know anybody in this area, so I was going online, and so went out to a restaurant. Now she had to drive. Sort of a long story. My car is actually being shipped.
Okay.
I'm not going to go on all that, but
when you say car, I'm assuming you mean jacked up truck, right?
Yeah. That's how it is in the South. We all got trucks.
And had you online dated when you lived in the South, or is this your first go round?
I've done a little bit before, nothing too serious. Just this is it's a little embarrassing because I don't have my car, and I'm not usually the one that the girl has to come pick up. That's a little embarrassing for me. But she was cool. It didn't seem to matter to her.
You know what? No matter how progressive you think, it's always kind of weird whenever you're going out on a date. As a guy, you just feel like you should be the one picking them up.
Absolutely.
And I've gone on a couple dates like that when my car was in the shop or whatever. I was like, yeah, you want to go out? And she's like, sure. And I was like, well, you got to come pick me up. It's always kind of an awkward conversation for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt.
Did you make her get out of the driver's seat just so you could open the door for her?
No, I didn't do no. I know where I am. I didn't try any of that stuff. So, but I think I know why she's not calling me back. We went to dinner. It was fine. We talked, had a good time, but I didn't have my wallet on me. I realized it fell out in the car.
No.
So at the end of dinner, when I realized I was going to pay, because I at least do that much, and I realized my wallet had fallen out. So I asked for her keys to go look back in her car, and she kind of looked at me nervously, gave me the keys.
She probably thought you were about to steal her car.
Yeah.
Because you read a lot of these news stories about people who go out on online dates that end up stealing somebody's car on a first date.
Oh, no, I've never read about that before. Is that a thing people do?
Oh, yeah, it is, dude. Go ahead and Google it. There's stories about it all the time.
I'm sure she just thought you were cheap, not that you were going to steal her car.
Yeah, I mean, we've been making jokes about how I was a fish out of water all night, so, maybe she was thinking I was some weird serial killer car thief person.
Yeah, it seems convenient when you're at dinner and you're like, oh, man, I left my wallet in your car. Can I borrow your keys, please? I'll be right back, I swear.
Yeah, that's exactly why I think she might not be calling me back. But I found my wallet pretty quick, came back, and I paid. And so after that, of course, she drove me home. That's weird again.
That's even weirder.
At the end, we shook hands.
Ooh.
It was the first date. I didn't want to kiss her, not on a first date. That's not how I was raised.
So can I ask you, did you offer your hand first, or did she offer the handshake?
I think I offered mine. Yeah, I offered mine first.
Okay.
That's weird.
Put her there.
So, at the end of the night, I just leaned over, shook her hand, and she smiled, and I was like, I think I said something like, this was a nice time, And I think, if you'll be hearing from me again, I hope I see you soon. Something like that.
And what was her response to that?
She said she had a fun time. And I said, can I call you again? And she said, sure.
And did you call her again?
I've only called once. I have texted like 3 or 4 times. But, it's a little confusing because I know it was a little crazy asking for her keys and like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I came back. I didn't steal her car. I didn't do nothing like that. And she said she had a lot of fun. So I'm just confused.
All right. Well, we're gonna play a song. Come back, call her, and get your second date update. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
For today's second date update, Jeff is on the phone with us. He's a Southern gentleman who just moved here. Met a girl online. They went out to dinner. Nothing really crazy about dinner. Said they had a good time. The only thing that happened, and is the reason that he thinks he's not getting a call back, is that during dinner he realized that he forgot his wallet in her car because she had to drive because his car isn't here yet. So he asked for the keys, went out to the car, grabbed his wallet, came back in and still paid for dinner. Yeah. But he thinks that might have been kind of weird for her. It is kind of weird to be like, hey, first date, don't know you very well, but can I have your keys, please? So we're about to call her right now. Jeff, you ready to go for your second date update?
I think so, yeah.
And
all right.
Why do you want to call this girl? I mean, I just think if I was new to town, I'd want to date around a little bit.
I do want to date around, but I want to see her again first. I want to follow up with her and spend a little more time with her first.
Yeah, you're not trying to fall in love with her, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows? That's kind of the whole point of dating, but I just want to see where it goes.
I guess you don't know unless you get a second date, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, gonna call her right now, get her on the phone, and see if we can find out why she's not calling you back.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Alana, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Hey, Alana, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
What, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning?
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
That's all right. There's a lot of people that don't know who it is. It's a radio show, morning radio show. How you doing?
Okay.
I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they wanted us to get a hold of you.
Okay. What's their name?
He's a Southern gentleman who just kind of moved to town. Do you know what I'm talking about? His name is Jeff.
Yes, I do.
He actually emailed us and told us a little bit about your date and is confused as to why you're not calling him back, so he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
I don't know. I just didn't really work.
You didn't really work?
The whole date was just weird. There were little things that happened the whole date, and it just didn't really go well.
Okay, can you put it so that we can tell him, can you describe in your own words the date then? Because it sounds like more happened than what he told us.
I mean, we're just really different, really, really different. Whoa. I think during dinner, I went to use the restroom, and I got back, and I heard him pass gas.
At the table? Like, were you sitting back down, or were you just coming up to the table?
I was coming back to the table, and as I was sitting down, I definitely heard him pass gas.
Oh, bad timing.
So you were did he not notice that you were there yet, and you were walking up and he farted?
Right, basically. He didn't say a single thing about it, and I just kind of sat there and thought, okay, well, I guess we'll just let this go.
Did you guys have that awkward moment where you both know that the other one farted and you kind of sit there in silence for a second, like, is somebody going to bring it up? And then you go...
I did, but he kind of seemed like it was totally fine.
Oh, but what is he going to say? I mean, you'd have to pretend like it didn't happen on your first date at dinner.
Yeah. Well, I kind of tried to just forget about it, but then we get to paying for the check, and he tells me that he thinks he left his wallet in my car and whatever. I mean, I get it. Like, maybe it just fell out of his pocket or something. So I gave him my keys, and I was praying that he wasn't going to, steal my car or do anything. But he came back, and he paid for the bill, and everything, everything was fine. And then, I really thought maybe I would go out with him again. But then I got home and I was getting my bags and everything from my car, and I realized that the change in my change box in my car was completely gone.
No
Like,
way.
wait.
So you're accusing
Hold
him
on.
of stealing the change out of your car.
100%.
Oh
No
my
Are you-
God.
100%.
Really?
I had quarters in there. I know I keep my change there as like my little, thing where I just throw my change. It was completely gone.
Why
All I
would
could
you
think was
steal?
that this hillbilly from the South took my change, stole from me. So I wasn't even gonna, he tried calling me, he texted me a couple times. I did not even want to respond. I don't even want to see him again. I don't want to hear from him. I can't even believe that, like, the audacity he would have to call a radio station knowing that he stole from me.
Oh, man.
You said you don't want to hear from him ever again.
Never again.
Okay, well, that's going to be tough because he's actually on the other line listening.
You actually noticed the change was gone for your car?
What the is going on?
That's Jeff.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Alana, it's me. It's Jeff. I've been here the whole time.
I don't want to talk to you. Like, you know what you did. I don't want to talk to you.
Alana, don't you think you're being a little paranoid, accusing Jeff of stealing the change out of your car? I highly doubt that Jeff took the change out of your car.
I took it.
What?
You did?
You actually stole change.
Alana, just listen for a second. First off, it was a couple bucks, and it was a tip. It was a tip.
You actually stole it?
I checked my wallet. Cash was a little bit low.
This is a joke.
I needed a little extra for the tip. It was only a couple bucks. That's something I learned in the South. You tip good when you go out.
Yeah, but
Your own money.
I was going to pay it back on a second date. It totally slipped my mind to even mention
A
it.
second date? You really think I would go on a second date with you after you stole from me?
It's not stealing. I was borrowing it, and I was going to pay it back on the second date. We do that all the time in the South. It's no big deal.
you do, Jeff? Like, that's a common Southern thing to steal each other's car change and use it as a tip?
No, it ain't stealing. I'm not stealing nothing. I'm borrowing change. It's change.
Jeff,
How
it's
often do you notice change in your car?
it's
I got
only
change in my car. It's been there for a long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
borrowing if you actually ask somebody for money and then tell them you're going to pay it back. You can't just take it.
I forgot.
Oh, my God. This is just all ridiculous. Jeff, I think you're a dumb hick.
Oh!
I don't understand why we're even having this conversation. I don't have any more time for this. Our conversation's done.
That was quick.
Oh, wow.
Jeff,
Damn.
you still there, man?
I don't get it. I was going to pay her back. It was a couple bucks
Yeah, but
from a car that I was going to use for the tip.
Jeff, you should probably ask before you do that, you know?
Look, man, it was my first date with her. Yeah, I was nervous about everything else anyway, and I forgot. I forgot,
All right, well,
and
my advice to you would be next time, if you're ever in that position, don't steal somebody's cash from their car, man.
you keep saying stealing. I've heard it enough that you're. I didn't steal nothing.
Okay,
I didn't
Jeff.
steal-
All right. Hey, man, listen, I'm just telling you that you probably shouldn't take money from people's cars, even if it's like a Southern thing, like you said. It's definitely not done here.
Stop talking to me about all this. You DJ radio high school dropout. You don't know what the you're talking
Jeff,
about.
Oh, my God.
that's the first thing I will agree with you on. I am a radio host. I know that. Don't be so mad. I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah, well, a lot of help you are.
Did that just really happen?
We just got hung up on twice,
Wow.
which is impressive. And
Not
that
bad.
might be a first time for that.
I didn't even get to ask if they wanted to go on a second date. I guess I'll have to email them. See if I can get them to go out again.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It's always nice to have fond memories after a first date. Like, oh, I remember our first date. We had pasta overlooking the water, and it was beautiful. Or we went for a long hike to the top of a beautiful mountain and saw the sunset. What a lovely memory. Or I remember when I got physically assaulted by them on a first date.
What?
That's always a great memory to have. And that's sort of what happened to Harry, who's on the phone right now and wants to do a second date update. His date physically assaulted him on their first date, but he still wants to call her back. You'll understand why he wants to call her back in a second. Harry, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Thank you for your email, and thank you for agreeing to do a second date update with us today. Before we get into how you were physically assaulted on your first date, tell us a little bit about the girl you want to call today.
All right. Her name's Samantha. We met at a club. I was out for one of my best friend's birthdays. We had been pre-gaming, partying in the early evening. We went out, and it was like an amazing night. And then I met her, and she had the most beautiful eyes, amazing legs, and we started talking. And
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. You're making it sound like the moment was just beautiful, and she had beautiful eyes. You're at a club. You just thought she was hot.
I think that's what he was saying. Beautiful eyes and sexy legs. I mean, I think that's exactly what he was saying right there. He said he was attracted to her.
Yeah, I thought she was hot. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so how did you approach her at the bar?
I kind of just walked up to her and just struck up a conversation. I was feeling really confident because I had been drinking. And,
That'll do it.
yeah.
It does help a lot. So how long were you guys hanging out together at the club?
we were probably at the club for like 2 hours, drinking and dancing and hanging out.
So were
All
you
2 hours, I'd say.
Were you semi-sober when you met her?
I mean, we were drinking pretty much the whole time, so I was pretty tipsy.
Okay.
Do you remember much of the conversation with her, or you don't really care?
At the time, it seemed like we were having such a brilliant conversation, but I couldn't tell you exactly what we were talking about.
I've had many of those.
Yeah, that's what always happens. You're like, oh man, we were breaking down everything. And then somebody shows you a video when you're drunk, you're like, oh, I didn't no idea what I was talking about. All right, so how did the rest of the evening go with her?
It was going really good. We went back to my place, and, things started to get a little intimate, which was nice. And that's kind of when things took a turn for the worst.
And that's when the assault happened.
What is
Right,
the
Harry?
assault?
Do I have to say it?
Yeah, you do have to say
Yeah.
it.
All right, well, how do I put it? While we were being intimate, while she was having her moment, somehow I got kneed in the face.
So she kneed him in the face
Did you get
while they were doing it.
what? Did you scream or what? I mean, that had to ruin everything.
I was so shocked, I literally fell off the bed. It was really hard, and I'm not sure if it's from her knee or the fall off the bed, but I had like a cut on like kind of the like edge of my forehead.
So you're
Drunk
bleeding?
sex is the best, isn't it? Just flailing around on the bed. She knees you in the head and you fall off and then get a cut on your head.
Yeah, I guess it's funny now, but it wasn't so great at the time.
I
What did
bet.
she say to you after that?
From what I remember, she just came right over and like was really apologetic and trying to take care of me. You know, I was like kind of blacked out a bit.
Yeah, she
Oh
gets some
my God.
gauze and bandage up your head like you had a huge head wound.
Well, she took me in the bathroom and she was putting like cold water on my forehead, and like she got a little like a towel and put it over my forehead. Like she was doing what she could.
She injured you. Of course she's going to try to help you out.
I wouldn't call you back after a night like that either. That sounds horrible.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. I think she's embarrassed because we were having a great. I mean, this is like I'm embarrassed. I can't imagine what she feels like.
Yeah.
This is like the most bizarre thing that's ever happened to me.
Have you sent her any text messages or called her being like, hey, I think it's funny what happened. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
No, I've been texting her, like, I texted her, like, a bunch of times trying to make her feel better and, kind of, like, to, like, play it down like it's a joke. Like, she doesn't, I don't want her to see the bandage on my forehead,
And has she said anything back to you at all?
No.
Okay, my guess is she probably is embarrassed and doesn't want to call you back after that. I can understand that.
That's what I'm thinking because, in the morning she wasn't there. She just left. So, like, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
When you give your date a concussion on the first date during sex, you might be a little scared to call them back.
Yeah, so, that's why I sent you guys the email.
All right, well,
Makes sense.
we're going to play a song, come back, call her, hear her side of the story,
I can't wait.
and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
Meet you right
what's your name?
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Today's second date update should be a lesson to all of the ladies listening right now. If you want a guy to be interested in you, so much so that he's willing to call a radio station to get a hold of you, all you have to do is knee him in the head during sexual relations. That's all it takes for a guy to really want to call you back. Harry is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Samantha. Samantha and him had a drunken night at his place. They were hammered. They were doing the things that people do when they're hammered, and in the middle of it, she kneed him in the head, and then he fell off the bed and cut his head. And when he woke up in the morning, she was gone. So he's assuming that she was just a little embarrassed about the situation and isn't calling him back. Harry, before we make your phone call, how long ago did this happen?
The actual incident was probably like a month ago.
Oh, it's that long that you've been trying to get a hold of her. So, do you have it worked out in your head what you're going to say once you get her on the phone?
That's what you guys are here to help for, right?
And how many text messages have you sent her telling her that it's okay what she did?
Too many. A bunch.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number, see if we can get her on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Samantha there?
No, she's in the shower. Can I take a message?
Sure. Who am I speaking with?
This is and is this stuff office?
Maybe. I'd really like to speak to Samantha, please.
I'm her boyfriend. I can speak for her. It's fine.
You're her boyfriend?
Yeah. Are you calling us back about the appointment?
Yes, I am, and the results are all back.
What are you talking about? We haven't been in yet.
Oh, no, I got all the results right here.
No, I'm sure we haven't been in yet. We were coming in for the pregnancy test.
Oh. Those are the results you're looking for.
Yeah, is this Dr.
Yes, it is. And you say that you haven't been in for the pregnancy test yet.
No, we haven't been in for the pregnancy test yet.
Okay. All right, what I'm looking at is wrong then. I'm sorry. My notes say that you guys went in. So you need an appointment?
Yeah, that's what we were waiting on.
Okay, got it. Cool. Well, I should talk to her about this.
I mean, she's in the shower, but I guess you could call back.
All right, I'll do that. How about that? I'll check my notes because obviously something I got it screwed up. It says that you've already been in and you haven't, so I'll check my notes and then I'll give her a call, okay?
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. What was your name again?
Oh, I'm Kevin.
Kevin, looking forward to seeing you.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, bye-bye.
Oh,
wow.
my God.
Is that a joke?
Harry?
I don't even know what to say. What the
Oh, my
God.
I hope you don't mind me letting that guy go. I felt like
That's
I felt
not-
like I shouldn't have revealed to him that this was a big thing.
Oh my God.
So there's that. Yeah, I felt like
This is.
as soon as he started talking about doctor's office, I was just screwing with him, and then as soon as he said the pregnant thing, I was like, I can't do it, man.
Yeah, that's intense, man.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna contact?
I'm not
her?
going to do anything.
But look at the timing. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but
What
if you're talking about you hooked up a month ago and she's just now going to a doctor's office,
No. We use protection, definitely.
Sometimes it can fail, you know.
that's not 100%.
I just can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Neither
I
can
don't know
I.
what to say. I mean, like, it's nothing like this has ever happened to me before. This is
I can still, try to call back and get her on the phone at some point and see if I
no.
can get you.
I don't want to get involved in any way.
Do you think that there's any way that maybe this is like a new boyfriend? I'm just trying to look at like some sort of positive out of this.
That she wants to have a baby with?
I don't know. I don't know, Lydia.
I think it's pretty obvious
Trying.
here, Harry.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
horrible.
She was at the bar drunk, hooked up with you, realized that she made a mistake, probably feeling guilty.
Of course.
Not
Need
calling
him-
you back because she has a boyfriend who she thinks may have gotten her pregnant.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is so insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. She seemed single.
Yeah, did she ever say to you throughout your date, did she seem like she had a boyfriend or anything at all?
Not at all.
Did she seem like she had a bun in the oven at all?
No.
No, okay. I don't know. Some guys are attracted to that. I don't know.
She
Like,
was
maybe-
at a bar drinking all night, Jubal. I think that's a pretty indication, good indication.
Not
that-
really.
I just can't believe that happened.
Well, this is normally the time where I'm like, hey, do you want to go on a second date? We'll pay for it. I don't really know how to handle this one at all.
What do we do?
I guess I can send you out on a date with a text messenger. Somebody texts into the show. Do you want a date with just a random person from the show?
You know, I think I should be more cautious on who I go out with.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
exactly.
you.
Because
Finally.
trust me, you don't want to date with anybody that's texting into our show at 78592. All right, well, at least you got your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope for you that, like, 17 years from now, some kid doesn't show up and go, hey, we have the same nose. You hooked up with my mom years ago.
Oh, God. That is not funny at all.
I think it is, a little bit.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I want to address something on the text message board right now at 78592. No, I am not calling that girl back.
Thank you.
I am not doing it. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. If you don't know what I'm talking about the second date update that we just played.
Wow.
This guy, Harry, wanted us to call this girl. I'm not using her name. We actually beeped it out in the second date update when we taped it because I don't want to blow up her spot too much.
Yeah.
But a guy named Kevin answered the phone. We left that name in there because there's lots of Kevins. Whatever. But anyway, a guy named Kevin answered the phone, and I was joking with him because he's like, oh, is this a doctor's office? And I was kind of doing my thing, going like, yeah, it is a doctor's office, like an idiot, like I do. And then it came out that apparently they are trying to make an appointment for a pregnancy test. Harry hooked up with this girl. They had a wild night. She ended up kneeing him in the face while they were doing it, which is funny. And then she left the next day. He thought maybe she was embarrassed. Turns out she probably was embarrassed and a little bit upset at herself that she cheated on her boyfriend because this guy sounded like they lived together and they've probably been together a long time. Anyway, I decided to stop it and not continue to go on with it anymore.
God.
And thank you, by the way. Thank you, everybody on Twitter who has tweeted me. And everybody texting in at 78592 saying I did the right thing.
For once.
For once in my life.
I was so worried that you were gonna like say something to
I
this
was going
man.
to. And
I mean,
I really
seriously.
was. I was like on the fence. I'm like, all right, I can't put them on blast like that.
And the
Like
thing is-
if this girl cheated on the dude, that's one thing. But if there's a unborn kid involved, I don't want to be the guy to ruin that whole thing. Like I'll let them figure that out on their own.
And there's no way you make a doctor appointment for a pregnancy test unless you've already taken a pregnancy test and it's come back positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
that
I mean,
is-
this is real life. It's not a joke.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Well, it would have been
Oh,
awesome just to
funny.
do it. Like they're just like, "What? You cheated on me?" And now this might be that guy's kid, and we're just like, Jose's in the background just going crazy. Oh my god, this is nuts!
Oh my God, your lives are ruined.
Yeah, we hit the big like Brooke and Jubal in the morning sweeper and get out.
Oh, it's so bad.
hey,
turned
Young
into
Jeffrey's
Maury.
song of the week coming up next.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it is coming up next.
You can ask the guys if they want to go on a date and talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. You guys want to go on it? Yeah, it would just have all been terrible. So for the first time in my life, I thought I'd make the appropriate decision and be like, nah, I can't do
Good
it.
job, Jubal.
If you missed it, make sure you listen to it on our website. It'll be uploaded in a little while, movie925.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Today, a dude named Jack is on the phone for a second date update, and in his email, he said he's a real-life Ghostbuster.
What?
But now he's not going to get called back, so does that mean he got ghosted? So the Ghostbuster becomes the Ghostbustee? I don't know how it works. Jack, what's up? How are you?
Guys, how's it going?
Good. So you're actually a Ghostbuster? What does that mean, really?
Yeah, basically, I'm a paranormal investigator.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I really did think it was like a play on dating terms.
No, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
I go to houses. I investigate, I guess what you guys would call haunted houses, when they're actually houses that are preoccupied by spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure that they are expelled.
Okay.
Right.
Did your date know that this is what you did before she agreed to go out with you?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's on my dating profile.
All right.
And you're not calling us about a ghost that you met at a house, right? 'Cause we're not going to be able to call them. I don't think they have good cell service wherever they are.
Yeah, I date only living creatures.
Okay.
So what's her name?
Her name's Heather.
Heather, all right. And you said it was in your profile where she could have seen that you're a Ghostbuster, so you meet her online or something?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll be honest, I'm not really sociable.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a weird guy in my own, I guess.
Anyone who is a paranormal investigator, I think that just probably goes without saying.
But at least you know it.
Yeah. I mean, what was it like, I guess, when you first met her?
It was cool, and she's very respectful about, like, what I do. She wasn't, like, making fun of me. I mean, she had questions, which was really cute. And for our first date, I actually took her to a paranormal ride-along.
Oh, right along. Oh, so she got to come with you on one of your investigations?
Yeah. I set up, like, a mini tour, like a little mini tour of places I've expelled past spirits and stuff.
Huh. Was this a surprise ride along, or?
Well, I mean, I told her about it, and she was down, so it wasn't a shock. It's not like The Exorcist. I know you see like, on movie portrayals where it's all, like, crazy and, like, blood spit. No, it's none of that. No bloody walls.
So nothing exciting happened then?
Well, something did happen.
Whoa. Like what?
So this house that I had, basically, it was a place I checked out before, but it was all clear because, like, they moved out because it's still haunted, basically, for them.
Whoa.
And I'm just showing her around. And while we were on the first floor, we heard a weird creak upstairs.
Okay.
And then a thump.
Ooh.
And then after a thump, we kind of heard a weird footsteps, like,
oh, hell no. I'm out of there.
He's already running.
Initially, I thought, like, the thumps were really loud. And, like, I thought, oh, maybe the owner's there. So I called out the owner. I was like, hey, Greg, are you here? And there was no response. And then I asked her, should we go upstairs just to check? And she said, okay.
Oh my God, she's so brave.
Oh my God.
You found the bravest date ever.
Dude, I have goosebumps.
What'd you find?
So keep in mind, and I forgot to, like, maybe bring this up, I was actually strapped. I had my EMF meter, and I also had my EVP recorder on.
What's that?
It's an EVP recorder, which is an electronic voice phenomena.
Okay.
So we're both heading up the stairs, and I'm just, like, thinking, this is not good.
Oh, you're thinking that.
I've encountered sounds. I've never heard sound that loud.
Oh
So this is a very interesting case and out of the ordinary. And this happened during my date, too, and I'm like,
Right.
Oh my God, I'm dying. What happened?
So we went up to the room, and I noticed all the windows are closed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, should that freak us out?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, a lot of windows are closed a lot,
It should freak you out, okay? Because it was really cold, the room,
Okay.
and the windows were closed.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I get what you're saying. I thought
You're
that...
feeling
Yeah.
presence.
All right, so it felt like there was something in the room.
I didn't feel something in the room. There was definitely something in the room.
Oh my God.
The room felt pregnant.
The room felt pregnant.
What?
Wow. Okay.
Did the ghost
Yeah.
impregnate you, bro?
What were they doing in that room?
It means that there's a presence there.
And it's
The room
pregnant.
was pregnant. You know what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, it's full of ghost
So
babies.
what happened then when you walked into the pregnant room?
So at that point, Heather was very nervous, and she has to leave, and I had to let this case go.
What?
Which
That's
it pained me. I mean, it was horrible for me because this is what I live for.
Yeah.
I've never been into a room that pregnant before.
That pregnant.
But unfortunately, I mean, I was with a date with Heather, and, like, that was precedent.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I mean, if she wants to leave, you were out on a date first before you were investigating. So I'm assuming you left.
Yeah, but, like, it was my fault. It was my bad. I shouldn't have brought her to my job as a date.
So
You know,
wait,
that was probably like a mistake.
what was
you
the
know?
vibe like between you two after you left?
Well, I drove her home, and we stopped by to get her a milkshake, just to, like, ease the situation. Milkshakes, just to lighten the mood, because it was really, really crazy. It was
Okay.
crazy.
Would you go on a
Yeah,
Ferris
why
wheel
not?
too?
Yeah.
Like-
Child?
Was there conversation? Did she seem like she was still happy on a date with you, or was she just creeped out still?
I mean, she was very cordial, but you could tell she was just, like, she kind of gulped the milkshake really fast.
Okay.
Ooh.
So hopefully you guys can help me out. Maybe we could, like, reconnect, and I could bring her to an actual regular date
Okay.
and show her that I'm not just this guy that goes and takes down like the other astral realm. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. I have no
Kind of.
clue what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I understand that you want to take her out on a regular date. I think that's where you're going.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
I bet you never heard this before. The song from Ghostbusters. Yeah. That's got to be a new joke for you.
Yeah, I've heard it plenty of times, but yeah, that's one of my favorite movies anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I bet.
So you
If you're just
Embrace
tuning
it.
in to today's second date update, Jack is on the phone. And why am I playing the Ghostbusters song? Because Jack is a Ghostbuster. He's a paranormal investigator, and that's actually where he took his date. Her name is Heather. He took her on a ride-along. He took her to some of the places that he's investigated, and they ended up going into one house that is still, I guess, currently under investigation, and there was a creepy moment in a room there. She got scared and wanted to leave. After that, they had a milkshake. She sucked that thing down real quick and then wanted to go home, and he hasn't heard from her since. All right, Jack, you can't think of anything other than maybe being scared by going with you to your job that would have turned her off from you.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm a weird guy, so I don't know if something came off different than what other people do.
I feel like, I mean, you talked all about you and what you do. Did you ever take the time to ask her questions about her life? Because the whole date seemed to be centered around you.
I don't know. Would it be like weird and awkward just to, we're creeping around in a haunted house and I'd be like, hey, what are your hobbies?
Yeah, might be a weird place to have that conversation. So we'll see if we can get her on the phone and get you a second date where you can go somewhere and then sit down and have dinner and ask her those questions, all right?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Heather, please?
This is Heather. Who's this?
Heather, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
What?
Who is this again?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
What?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Hello?
Do you listen?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. You there?
Hi. Is this like telemarketing or something?
No, it's a radio show. It's called Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from one of our listeners.
An email about me?
Yes, we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So we got an email from Jack.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Jack, the paranormal investigator that you went out with.
Oh, I know who Jack is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jack is confused because he thought you guys had a very interesting and fun first date.
I bet he did.
Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't know why you're not calling him back. He can't figure it out. That's why he asked us to call you.
To be honest, he just came off to me like kind of a perv.
A perv?
What?
I thought you were going to say like a weirdo or creepy or ridiculous because he's a ghost hunter.
Right, but I knew that going in, so I'm like, all right, I kind of like odd ducks sometimes, so I was open to that.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
And we go to this house, and he keeps saying that if I get scared, that I could cling to his body.
Is that the verbiage he used?
He just kept saying this, like all this weird pervy stuff. At one point, he was reviewing like the tapes of what he heard, and he's like, the ghost is saying, I want your panties.
I want your panties?
Panties?
I want your panties. Yeah, and he accentuated like panties.
Whoa.
What? Okay, that's creepy.
Was that a joke? Is he joking?
Oh no, he was serious, and he kept replaying it with so much enthusiasm. Panties, panties. He wants your panties.
I mean, he did tell us that he was kind of a weird guy, so maybe he was just trying to like joke with you or something. I don't know. Is there anything else that happened that turned you off?
He told me that he slept with 2 women in life, which, okay, so he hasn't slept with a lot, but he slept with 6 ghosts.
What?
Yes.
No way.
2 women, 6 ghosts. So is the issue because he slept with 8 people, or is it because 6 of them are ghosts?
I'm going to go with that 6 of them are ghosts.
Okay.
And he's sleeping with more ghosts than humans. So I don't know what's going on.
Remember when Kesha said that she slept with ghosts? Apparently it's a thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. I don't know real, but it's a thing.
Well, it's not my thing, guys.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So overall, you just thought he was kind of creepy and weird.
I was open to the ghosts, but them and
I can see that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
and talking about their panties and them wanting my panties, that was just too much.
The guy having sex with ghosts was creepy and weird. Weird.
Yeah, I know. Didn't see that one coming.
I'm not one to judge, but I just had enough. This was it for me. This is when I was like, I'm done here.
All right. Well,
See it coming.
Yeah.
Heather, thank you for telling us about your date with Jack. I appreciate that. I also need to let you know that Jack is on the phone with us and wants to talk to you.
He's on the phone?
Yes.
Yeah, well, hello guys.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just want to defend myself because there's a lot of misinformation and slander.
Slander.
By the way, you can do stuff with ghosts. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sexuality transcends planes. So yes, technically you can do stuff with ghosts, and you're making it crass. I have been intimate with ghosts. Now, intimacy with...
That's a difference.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the romance out of
Excuse
it.
me, I didn't finish. Sorry. I have been intimate with ghosts. I've been intimate with 6 ghosts, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's completely normal.
It's not.
Yeah,
Wait,
sure.
stop.
Not,
It's not.
Well,
What
I
is
mean,
that?
were the ghosts consenting?
Yeah.
If the ghost wants to appear to me, and I'm consenting, what's wrong with that?
What?
I wasn't asking about you consenting. I was asking if the ghost had consented, but all right, I guess, whatever.
Can you see the ghost?
give you permission.
Listen, it's hard to explain because you guys are laymen, so you don't know the world. But, I mean, the reason they're ghosts in the first place because they're still missing something.
Then what they need is a part of you.
I feel like you're trying really hard to defend yourself right now because this all came out on the radio, and
I'm not
it's
defending
probably
myself.
embarrassing.
All I'm saying is I'm ready for a real life experience and a real life connection, and that's why I reached out to you.
Look, I'm not going to say anything about whether or not you hook up with ghosts. That's your own business. But in my presence, everything you kept saying was just so pervy.
Heather, I honestly heard the ghost say that. It wasn't me, and I was just repeating what the ghost was saying.
Okay. So then even if your ghost said that, did you have to keep saying it to me over and over again? It was a bit much. That was a lot.
Again, the room was pregnant, okay? The room was pregnant.
Pregnant. Here we go with the pregnant. Okay, that word is creepy.
Here's the thing. You made the date all about what you do. You, made her uncomfortable. You talked about your exes, whether they're living or dead. I don't know. It's just something you're not supposed to do on a first date. You did a lot of things wrong.
All I know is, Heather, maybe, you know what, it was probably a mistake to bring you into my world too fast, but this is who I am, and I would like to take you on a regular date to be part of your world.
Okay. Well, Heather, what do you think? Would you let Jack be part of your world? Would you go on a second date with Jack? We'll pay for it.
I don't think so. I think if we were connected, he would have been able to tell that I was uncomfortable. And so I think there's definitely a miss there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lonely life.
Well, I mean, not really. You're getting all that ghost booty. You're fine. Get back out there on the market.
I guess it's hard to explain connections between the other world and this world, and how you're I guess you're thinking in crass terms of hooking up. You don't hook up with a ghost, okay?
You make love to a ghost.
You bond with the ghost.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Clear.
it looks like until you can find another date, you're going to be bonding with some more ghosts because I don't think Heather is. Heather, are you still on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. I think Heather is a definite no.
Hey guys, I know you're laughing and joking about this, but one day, maybe one day, a ghost is going to appear to you, and you'll be singing a different tune.
I'll be moaning a different tune. It sounds like I'm excited.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
The text in at 78592 says, well, at least he'll get to date ghosts for the rest of his life. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Jack is a real-life ghost hunter, and he took his date Heather on a ride-along to a home that normally has some paranormal activity.
Yeah.
And when we got her on the phone, we found out the reason she wasn't calling him back was because he was beyond creepy on their date. We didn't expect that from a ghost hunter.
Yeah.
Anyway, at one point he told her that there was a ghost there saying, I want your panties over and over again.
God, even when you say it, it creeps me
Yeah.
out. Like, it just sits wrong, man.
The word panties in general.
Don't say panties.
But what really crossed the line for Heather was when Jack told her that in his life he has slept with 2 women, but 6 ghosts.
Dang, bro.
He says that being intimate with ghosts is completely normal, but he's ready for a real life experience with Heather. And Heather is not ready for a real life experience with him. In the end, no second date.
Man.
Yeah,
She could have had a threesome with
With
the
the
ghost.
ghost.
Yeah,
Like, that would've been
I know.
awesome.
That's a story to tell.
So no second date, but he's got some ghost booty lined up, so everything should be fine. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
There's some people in this world who have no problem in the dating scene. You know, no matter where they go, what they wear, how they smell, it just comes easy. And people are basically throwing themselves at them all the time.
Are you talking about hot people?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
just making sure we're all on the same page here.
I know what that's like.
Oh, really?
Because I've thrown myself at so many people.
Yeah.
Only because it's explicitly written in their ad.
Okay.
They say, when we cross paths, throw your body my way.
All right. Well,
And I listen.
that's good for you.
But we have to remember, Brooke, that there's
Yeah.
people who just aren't as lucky in their romantic lives,
Okay.
you know?
I don't know.
Well, I know she's always really judgy about this. She thinks that everybody's in love all the time. But there's some people that struggle with it. For whatever reason,
I
things
know that.
just never seem to work out for them. And today we have a great opportunity to actually help out one of those people.
Because Jose's on the line.
No.
I'm here.
Everyone deserves love.
Yeah, we're not dealing with you today, Jose. We're going to help out someone who emailed us. His name's Gus.
Oh.
Gus, welcome to the show, man.
Hey man, how's everything going?
How could you be named Gus and not be in love? Gus is such a lovely, like, who doesn't love Gus?
Okay, your
No?
your energy is not
Too much?
helping
Is
right
it
now.
too much for Gus?
No.
It's not right.
Like, all
Okay.
set on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You doing
Well,
okay,
I'm trying
Gus?
to bring him up.
Tell us a little bit about your romantic situation. Why did you email us?
So yeah, I got married pretty early, and after my second divorce, it kind of seemed like all my relationships lasted 1 or maybe 2 dates.
Okay. So when was the second divorce?
It was pretty recent, a few months ago.
All right.
Sorry about that, man.
Nah.
Why are you always bringing the mood down in this
I'm
conversation? Like,
asking. I mean, I think it's pertinent to the dating scene.
Okay.
Like, I mean, after, only a couple months after your second divorce, it seems like, what do you expect? Like, it takes a while to get going.
Yeah, and I tried like everything. I tried Match, I tried Hinge, and one night I got so desperate, I tried women behind bars.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was a thing.
Please tell me that's who we're calling for the second date update.
yeah, is that?
No,
Ah.
even that didn't work out. So I just kind of stopped trying. Like, 'cause everybody says when you least expect it, it'll just hit you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone says that. Everyone that's already married says that.
Well, Gus has been
Okay.
married twice, so he should know.
So,
Yeah, I guess.
so where did it hit you?
So I was actually working at this pawn shop, and
Okay.
I met this pretty girl. She was so sweet. Her name was Ellie.
Ellie, okay.
Okay.
And it was kind of a little surprising for me because at this pawn shop, like the crowd here is like a weird crowd,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
literally imagining the show Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
Everyone that goes in there, so interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we started talking, and we hit it off.
Okay.
that's awesome, man.
And so I got the digits, and we started texting each other.
Uh-huh.
And I was really honest with her about, my luck with women,
Okay.
and I asked her out.
Uh-huh.
So she met me after work
Mhm.
for some froyo at this plaza strip. So we just, I thought it was romantic. We just went around these antique shops and just kind of chilled and talked.
That's cute.
Okay. Were you getting a good vibe from her?
I was, but then it seemed like she just kind of wanted to get out of there before the date was over. I had all the stuff planned.
Did you mean like her mood changed suddenly, or she seemed that way the entire time?
No, I think somewhere along she just, it seemed like she was in a hurry to just kind of leave and get back. And I didn't know why. I was having a great time.
Okay.
Was there any moment where you tried to kiss her or hug her or anything like that?
I guess right before she left, but I'm feeling like she's the one I let get away because we had more of a connection than even my second wife.
Oh.
Bro. You just marry random people?
I gotta say, I'm a little worried at how fast you're moving, guys. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but you just got divorced a couple months ago.
Is this a second date update? Are we calling for you to ask her for her hand in marriage?
No,
come on.
no way.
No.
I had to ask.
Why do you feel that? Like, what about her says she's the one that got away to you?
Other than the fact that she physically got away as I was crying out for her.
Wait, what?
She literally left.
Yeah.
I know, it makes it sound like you were chasing her, though. You weren't chasing her, were you, Gus?
No, I wasn't chasing her, but I was definitely calling her name like, hey, what's up? Why you leaving? You know, what's going on?
Yeah.
So you were talking to her as she was walking away from you?
Yeah, she said she had to go. So I guess we were kind of still talking if I'm talking to her and she's acknowledging that I'm speaking.
Yeah, I hear you. Bye.
Yeah. It's just kind of a dramatic exit.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, maybe you put off this vibe and you freaked her out. Because honestly...
What vibe?
Like the vibe of like, you're the one, you know? Like maybe you were too intense.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she gave me the digits.
Yeah.
That's
before the date.
Talking to you, Gus, I don't get the vibe of intensity
Not at all.
coming
He
off
just said
of
that
you.
he went with Froyo with this girl at a strip mall, and all of a sudden she's the one that got away.
Yeah, it's called romance, Brooke. Look it up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do
That's
for you.
intense.
Here's what we're going to do, Gus. We're going to play a song, we'll come back, we'll call Ellie, and we'll try and get you your second date update, all right?
All right.
All right, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, one of our listeners, Gus, is looking for a little bit of a dating life overhaul.
Yeah.
It's Extreme Love Makeover, Gus Edition. Because he told us he hasn't had a lot of success in the dating scene since his second divorce a few months ago. He's tried a bunch of different dating sites, even women behind bars at one point. I'm not even making that up. He
No.
says he really tried that, didn't pan out. But recently, he met a woman named Ellie when she stumbled into his pawn shop one day. And for their first date, they went and grabbed some froyo, wandered around an antique store. And after a while, she was telling Gus she had to go. But he now calls Ellie the one who got away. Because she literally got away while Gus was yelling after her, asking why she's leaving.
I don't think that that's what they mean with that saying, but okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's changed my perspective on it, for sure.
It's supposed to be more literal.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah.
I think it's literal. But Gus, we're about to call her. How you feeling right now?
I'm a little nervous, but it's going to be great to hear from her. You know, it's been a while since I've actually heard her voice.
Aww.
And by the way, she has legs for days, the most beautiful, just legs.
Okay.
Weird time to make that comment.
That's a little out of place.
No, I'm really glad that I know that before I made the phone call. Otherwise, this would have gone much differently.
I mean, Gus, I'm a little worried about you. You're putting a lot of pressure on this, you know?
I don't think so. I think she's just maybe a little nervous to really fall in love again. I think she's just scared to fall in love,
Hey,
you
that's
know.
the thing. People are. Really. Seriously. People are scared to commit and fall in love.
And it hit her, and so she ran away from him in the parking lot of an antique store.
Yeah, Brooke.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll find out if Ellie's scared of love or just scared of you.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going
That
to dial
was
the
blunt.
number. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Ellie?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Ellie.
Who is this? Who's speaking?
My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm calling you today with all my co-hosts,
Yeah.
Brooke, Jose. We have Alexis here too. We're doing something called a second date update. Have you ever heard of that before?
I think so.
Oh, okay. We're on the right path.
All right.
There you go.
Congrats. Here we are, Ellie.
So far, so good on this phone call.
Am I coming in with the right tone this
Yes,
time?
okay. I'm appreciating it now. But here's the thing, Ellie. The way that this works is if you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why they're ghosting. And recently, you were out with a guy named Gus.
Oh, my God.
Well,
Okay.
see, she's so in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, I didn't enter anything though. Like I didn't call you. Did he call you guys?
So that's how this works. Like he emails us and then we call you to try and figure out on his behalf to try and figure out what went wrong on your date because he had a really good time with you. He's a little bit confused why afterwards you've been kind of MIA.
Oh my God. So he's already talked to you about the date?
Yeah. He told us a little bit about how everything played out, that you guys went to Froyo, went to an antique store, you met at his pawn shop, and then at the end of the date, you were saying that you just had to get going, and you were kind of walking away while he was trying to keep things alive.
Oh my God, okay.
I mean, he thought it was a romantic time. Like,
well, it's not. I mean, it's the commercial, like, shopping thing where the pawn shop is. So he didn't take me anywhere. I just met him at the pawn shop. And then we walked to, like, a couple antique stores that were in this desolate shopping mall.
Oh, you expected more.
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the cutest little commercial shopping area. It's pretty, like, dead.
Business park, like.
I mean, that's kind of on you that you built it up in your head that it was going to be something else.
Well, that's not a lot of planning, though. I mean, you literally are taking me to the same shopping center where you work.
Yeah, but he mentioned to us that you also left before he had, other things planned.
He didn't go into any more detail about that, why I left?
He wasn't sure.
He didn't know.
He said that you just had to go, that you had something else going on.
No.
Why are you laughing?
Oh my God, I can't believe you didn't bring this up.
What happened?
So after going to a couple of the shops, and you bought me Froyo, we went into one shop. There was like no signage on it, and it seemed like it was like empty until we go in, and it's like a waiting room area.
Okay.
And I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Shh, just wait a second, you'll see." I'm like, "Okay." So we go and we sit down. He's like flipping through a magazine. So after like 5 minutes, this lady comes out of like some back room or something. And she, like, looks over at us, and she looks stunned.
What?
And so I was like, oh, does she already know him? And then she comes over to us, and she's like, Gus, yeah, you're going to need to leave.
Whoa.
Wait, she was talking to you, or she was talking to Gus that he needed to leave?
No, she was talking to him, and she was like, this is a therapist's office. Like, you can't keep doing this. And I was like, he just brought me to his therapist?
A therapist with blacked out windows in a strip mall?
No
Exactly.
signage.
What did he say?
He, like, mumbled something, like, it wasn't a big deal or whatever. Like, this was just normal for him.
What?
Well, so I have a lot lot questions about the story that
so
you just
many.
told us. It's not really clear to me. I think we need to ask Gus to clarify because, Ellie, Gus has been on the other line listening, and he wants to talk to you.
I thought I just had to deal with you guys. Oh, my God.
No, sorry, there's more. Gus, you there?
Jesus.
Hey, beautiful. How you doing?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Not
Gus.
this time. Bad timing.
Again.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the office that you were in.
What happened there?
Look, if I really, really like someone, I introduce her to my therapist, just so she kind of gets to know someone who is also important to me, because that's an important relationship to have. I see my therapist a lot.
Well, that's great, Gus, and we really encourage mental health here, but this is a first date.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You don't go from froyo to therapist.
Thought it was a sentimental thing. I thought she would appreciate that. I thought she would care that I was doing something so thoughtful.
You at least introduce her to the ex-wives, dude.
I mean, maybe like there's some positives that will come out of like a therapist session. You could be honest with each other. You could break down your past,
They don't
weirdness.
have a past, Jeffrey.
Well, no, like this is his way to open up about his past.
Ellie, where are you at? I mean, his explanation is nice.
I guess my biggest thing was that, like, the therapist said, like, you can't keep bringing women in here, which means that you've done this before. Like, you've brought other women.
Like I said, I date a lot. And sometimes I find more than one girl who I'd like to introduce to the other girl that means a lot in my life.
Okay, yeah,
Now this is all making a lot more sense because you were telling us that most dating things with you only last 1 or 2 dates.
Yeah.
If you're taking them all to the therapist,
Yeah, that's why.
that's
exactly
most likely
why.
the reason that they're scared.
So maybe I shouldn't do that?
Gus, are you not listening to your therapist? She was angry and telling you not to do this. You don't need us to also follow that.
She's also giving you that advice. You said you listened to her,
I
right?
mean, you seem like a good dude, and it's great that you're trying to get your mental health in order, but your therapist can't be the one who is running your dating life for you. Like, she's there to give you tools so you can do it on your own.
Yeah. A massage therapist, that's a strong move for a date. So, I mean, Ellie, talk to him. How are you feeling? Like, do you see the potential for another date with him? And, don't think of me as being your therapist here right now. I'm just trying to get you guys to open up to each other a little.
I mean, I really liked Gus. I thought he was very handsome and very charming, but I think he's got to take a break from finding the love of his life and just like focus on him.
It's like single couples counseling.
Okay, do you hear that, Gus? Is that something that you're hearing?
Yeah, and I think it'd work out even better if you could go with me.
You're not hearing me.
Well, Gus, I'm sorry, dude.
All right, thanks, man.
Oh, don't
It's
be
okay.
sad, buddy.
It's okay. You're going to find somebody out there eventually. Now, the one that got away actually did finally get away.
Yeah. It's all about you, Gus. Work on you. You got this.
Thanks, guys. I mean, maybe I should just start dating my therapist. I mean, she's pretty hot, too.
No, you're not.
How are her legs?
Stop it, Jeffrey.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I can't tell you much about the guy that's on the phone that wants to do a second date update today, but I can tell you this. He owns a bad leather jacket.
Really?
Why do I say that? Because he met the girl that he wants to call today at a singles event, one of those singles mixers. And every time you go to one of those, just a bunch of dudes wearing bad leather jackets all the time. Every time I've seen one of those horrible leather jackets. Chuck, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good.
Oh, poor Chuck.
So are you owner of a bad leather jacket?
No, I do not. I do not own a leather jacket, but I did notice a bunch of really bad leather jackets.
Yeah, see? Look at any one of those things. It's just guys with greasy hair and bad leather jackets. So tell us a little bit about the girl that you met at this singles mixer. What's her name?
Her name's Rebecca.
Rebecca, all right.
And when I first started talking to her, like the first time I met her at this thing, I was kind of nervous, and I really don't think that I came across very like charismatic or confident. I didn't really have much to say. So the first meeting didn't really go too well. Then I got to talk to a few more girls, and I warmed up a little bit, you could say, and I gained a little more confidence. And then the second time I went to talk to Rebecca, it went a lot better, a lot smoother.
Okay.
I'm always surprised that people actually meet somebody that they want to date at these events, because I've hosted a lot of them, and I haven't actually seen success stories. Like, what about her stood out among the group?
Well, this was my first time going to one of these events, and I actually brought a friend in mine because I didn't want to go by myself. So I really don't have much experience with these things. But what stood out about Rebecca was just that she seemed very classy, She was well-dressed. She was very pretty. She came across, like, really intelligent, Like, more so than me, probably.
All right.
That's cute.
So what'd you guys do when you actually went out?
Well, I wanted to take her somewhere kind of classy, because I figured she was a smart, classy chick. So I actually heard about this art exhibit. I figured that's a pretty classy thing to do, art exhibit. Kind of an original first date sort of thing.
Right, and you impress her a little bit by going like, hey, I'm cultured. I know about all the art in town, baby.
Yeah. So we go to the art exhibit, and luckily they had a few drinks. They had some like wine there.
Right.
And we had a few drinks while we looked at some art, and we talked about the sculptures and the paintings that we saw.
Who is more interested in the actual art, like you or her?
Well, I don't know. Like, I pretended that I was interested. Like, I don't really know anything about art, and certainly after a couple of glasses of wine, I decided to sort of talk like I actually knew something.
So you're sitting in front of like a painting, breaking it down, and you have no idea what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, I would take a look at, like, one of the paintings, and I would be like, oh, I really like this avant-garde style and the use of pastels and
Were you just sort of spouting any art word you've ever heard?
Pretty much.
Look at those brushstrokes.
No idea who the artist was, what century it was made. Could have been painted yesterday for all I know.
Do you think she saw through it as, like, maybe you were trying a little too hard or you were a fraud or anything?
That was my initial thought as to why she's not returning my calls or texts. Because we had a pretty good time, It seemed so anyway. We shared a kiss at the end.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we had a kiss, and that was it, though. I mean, there was no hot action, if you will.
Yeah.
But things went well, and I asked her if I could give her a call, and she was like, yeah, sure.
Okay, so it must not have gone too bad, though, if she's willing to kiss you at the end of the date. Yeah. In my experience, if a date doesn't go well, most girls are not open to a kiss.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I agree. I don't quite know what went wrong.
I do think, though, I think it would have been more attractive if you would have just said, hey, listen, I think you're classy. I don't know a whole lot about art. Let's experience this together. Like, why weren't you just honest about it?
Yeah, that would have been a great idea, Brooke. I wish I had thought of it. Unfortunately, I'm not that bright. I don't know. I feel like maybe I didn't come across very genuine on the date, and maybe she saw through that, and I just want the opportunity to, maybe take her out again and perhaps show her, like, the real me,
What is the real you?
The real me is a guy who likes to drink and play pool and watch sports and watch stupid movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I will say in the couple minutes we've talked, I think you're really likable.
You are. I agree.
Well, thanks. I agree. I may not be the sharpest bulb in the drawer, but I got lots of friends.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if that's the reason in your second date update, okay?
Okay, great.
All right, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Chuck is on the phone with us, and he wants to do a second date update to a girl named Rebecca. They met at a singles mixer, ended up going out to an art exhibit, and Chuck thinks that he screwed up because at the art exhibit, he tried to act like he was refined and knew all about art, didn't know anything about it, so he thinks that she was able to spot that he was lying and isn't calling him back. Chuck, I really want you to be successful in this second date update.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm pulling for you on this one. I want to get you a second date with this girl really bad. Not necessarily because I want you to go out with her, but I don't want you to have to go to any more singles mixers. Because I know
they are pretty bad.
You said this is one of the first times you've been, and you don't own a bad leather jacket. And we talked about how everybody at singles mixers has bad leather jackets. And I know if you keep going to these, you're going to acquire one of those. And I want to keep you from getting a bad leather jacket.
Thanks a lot, Jubal. I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm just trying to save you from that leather jacket. That's all I'm trying to do here. All right, man. Are you about ready to give her a call?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Rebecca, please?
This is she.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm calling you because one of our listeners recently sent us an email about you, and I wanted to ask you some information.
About me? An email about me?
Yes. It's a segment that we do on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. It's basically if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask why.
Okay.
Have you been out on a lot of dates recently?
I wouldn't say a lot, but I've definitely been dating. I'm single, so.
All right. Well, this guy's name is Chuck. You know Chuck? Is that a yes? Is that a yes? You know him and you're not impressed by Chuck? Because that's what it sounded like to me. Or you don't know who Chuck is.
I know who Chuck is.
Okay. I'd appreciate it if you could just tell us maybe why you're not calling him back.
I mean,
he said you guys met at a singles mixer and ended up going to an art exhibit.
That's true.
Okay. He said at the art exhibit he was trying to act like he was smart and knew everything about art when in fact he really doesn't know much at all. And he thinks that you saw through that, and that's why you're not calling him back.
I thought he knew a lot about art, so.
Oh, you did?
Really?
Oh, so he fooled you.
He pulled it off?
I thought he knew what he was talking about. I mean, I don't know too much about art either, so maybe that was...
Really?
That's awesome. Okay, so there's some common ground between you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good time. He's very charming and a little rough around the edges, but in a way that was nice and what I liked.
So if the date went really well, then why did you sound so disgusted when I brought up his name?
Well, he kind of creeped me out. I mean, and not for anything that happened on the date. The day went well. I came home. I felt good. You know, went to bed, and the next morning I got up and logged into my Facebook, and I had a ton, like hundreds of notifications. Whoa. And I was like, what's going, why? And he'd gone through, like, every single profile photo that I've ever posted and liked them. So all of these notifications were him liking my photos. And they were photos, I, like, swear to you, from, like, the beginning of my Facebook, like, lifetime. Like, I mean, when did Facebook start? This must have been from, like, 2006 or 7. Like, maybe even before that. Like,
oh, man.
But maybe...
Anytime anybody's ever been on my thing and I get a like from, like, 5 years ago, like, oh, that's creepy.
No, it's totally creepy. And what's worse, it didn't just stop at Facebook, though. He went to my Instagram and, like, left a few comments, too, on, like, old postings, like, kind of in a way that seemed aggressive almost. It was like, thank God I didn't have a Twitter account, or, like, what would he do? He's
retweeting tweets from 10 years ago.
I mean, you're telling me that you didn't look up all of his old pictures and Instagram?
Well, that's a good... I did look at photos, but I didn't, like him, and I did not go back to, like, the beginning of his Facebook profile and be like, oh, you look adorable as a 24-year-old or whatever, whenever Facebook started. But that's like a huge red flag to me that, I mean, whether or not he knows the etiquette.
Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way. There is a difference between just looking at the photos. We know everybody social media stalks. Yes. We know that. There's a difference between looking at it and a difference between liking those pictures. Every single one, and old ones.
I think that's too far.
You're telling me that if somebody went on your Facebook, a guy that you dated, and started liking pictures from like 5 years ago, and how many pictures do you have on your Facebook, Rebecca?
Oh my God! I mean, like hundreds, like over 1,000 for sure. Like
he didn't like over 1,000 photos, though.
He liked like 600 of my normal photos, like photos I tagged in, photos I posted, like all of my photos.
Wow!
I think there was even a few events that he like liked on the way. Like who does that?
That must have taken him a lot of time.
Yeah. Up all night.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's even creepier. I mean, that makes me want to not friend anyone ever. Like,
you know what? This might creep you out too, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Let me get this straight. You don't like the fact that I like your stuff? I mean, why would you put
That's a bad way to
stuff
say it.
on the internet if you didn't want people to look at it and, like, comment on it? I mean, I just wanted to know more about you, you know? I really liked you. I wanted a little background on you, you know?
I mean, is like 600 of my photos like enough background? Like, how much background did you need? Like, did you need to go back to what I looked like in 2006 and like enjoy that moment of my life? Like, I never assumed that someone was going to go back and like every photo and leave comments. Like, I mean, Chuck, you found a photo of me when I was 24 and blonde and posted something like, hey, blonde bombshell. I mean, like, you posted that on that. Like, why would you do that?
It's true. You were a blonde bombshell. I wasn't lying. Forgive me for thinking that you were attractive at age 24.
But don't you think that's weird? Like, you posting on these photos from, I mean, on my Instagram, too, like, how long did it take you to do that? You sifted through 600 photos at least. I mean, were you up all night?
Well, I don't really sleep very much, so I was just up online, and just sifting through photos.
Oh my God. Does that not creep anyone else out? Like, am I alone in this?
I kind of still think that he's likable and that you should give him a chance. I know that sounds crazy and I know it's really creepy, but he really doesn't sound like he gets it. Like, Chuck, do you just not understand how social media works?
Well, apparently I don't. I mean, if you're not supposed to like things, why is there a like button if you're not supposed to use it?
You're supposed
to put that there. I don't understand.
Because you're supposed to use it sparingly, Chuck. Like, use the like button like a precision sniper. One shot, right? You don't just go through with a semi-automatic weapon and just blow a bunch of likes across somebody's Facebook page. It's going to creep them out.
I thought it was a nice thing, if somebody went through my photos and liked them or commented on them, I would be, really flattered. That's why they're up there, so people can enjoy them. I was surprised that Rebecca didn't like any of my photos the next morning.
I looked at your photos, but I didn't, go through and like them all, because, it's so creepy.
Creepy, or is he just more honest than any of us? Because at least he admits that he went through and stalked it instead of pretending like he didn't.
Rebecca, I would love to ask you if you'll go on a second date with Chuck. We will pay for it.
I promise I won't like you. And then I'll go back and I'll stay up all night and I'll unlike all the photos if you want, if that makes you feel better.
Come on. I did have a really good time. That totally creeps me out, but maybe you are just more honest than the rest of us with our Facebook stalking.
Okay, so you'll go out with Chuck again?
I think, yes, I think I'll.
Good.
Yes. All right.
Oh, nice.
Way to go,
Congratulations, Chuck. You got your second date. Now, I want to point out you did get a date by a girl going, I guess.
I'll take it.
All right, whatever it is, you'll take it.
A win's a win.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
Amy, are you a know-it-all?
No, why?
Okay, because I think that might be your problem. If you're just tuning in for the second date, Amy met this guy named Bryce. They were getting their oil changed. And she pointed out when we were talking to her about that she normally likes to change her own oil. Mm-hmm. And then the two of them went out to a painting thing that they were doing at a bar. And then she talked about his art and said, he actually did a really good job. Are you a one-upper, Amy?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. You sound a little bit like a one-upper to me. Like we're going to get him on the phone for the second date, and he's going to answer, and you're just going to come on and be like, my cell phone reception is better than yours.
No.
You're not going to do that, are you?
No, I promise I won't do that.
Okay.
You're kind of self-conscious, though, thinking about how your date went now, aren't you?
Right?
Yeah, you guys, I'm freaking out.
Again, Amy went out with this dude. He hasn't called her in a couple weeks. She's tried reaching out to him, and he hasn't responded at all. So we're about to get him on the phone and find out why. Is there anything else going through your mind that could be a possible reason why he's not calling you back?
No, I'm really nervous now, though.
Yeah, well,
I'm more nervous than you are.
Oh, you're one-upping her. I see what you're doing.
All right, I'm going to dial
it. A one-upper.
I'm going to dial this phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Bryce?
It is. Who is this?
Hey, Bryce, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
I don't get calls from radio shows very often.
Yeah, I know it could be kind of weird. Listen, I'm calling you because one of our listeners actually sent us an email about you and asked if we could track you down. You have any idea who I could be talking about?
No.
Do you remember going on a date with a girl named Amy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, Amy emailed us and said that she had a really good time on your date, but it's been about 2 weeks now and you're not calling her back. So she asked if we could get you on the phone and find out if something went wrong.
I really don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it at all?
No, I'm
Yours-
good.
Just like 2 minutes.
I don't know about that.
She described the date to us, and it sounded like everything went fabulously.
Yep.
So why
All
wouldn't
right,
you
it
call
did.
her back?
I just, this is so uncomfortable. Look, this is really awkward.
She described the date to us, and there wasn't an awkward moment that she could think of from your date. And she said that at the end of it, you kind of...
imagine not.
Say that one more time?
I imagine not.
Okay, so was there an awkward moment or wasn't there an awkward moment?
I wouldn't call it exactly awkward, but there definitely was a moment that I just did not like.
Whoa.
What happened?
Okay, I'll tell you. We went to this drawing thing. We did this, drew pictures and made like a flip book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told us about that. She actually said that you did a really good job.
Yeah, she told me that. She, came up to me after and said, "Wow, good job." And she went in for a high five.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting that level of force.
Okay.
So she high-fived you really hard?
Bottom line, my arm is in quite a bit of pain still.
From a high five?
Yeah. I haven't really been to see a doctor yet, but I'm starting to get worried. My arm's in a sling right now. It really hurts still.
Oh my God.
Are you saying that she injured you with a high five?
Well, it may sound funny to you, but I had shooting pain up and down my arm for the rest of the time we were in there, and she wanted to go out and get drinks after, and I told her I had work the next morning, so I left and went straight to the pharmacy and got a sling for my arm.
Really? Your arm is in a sling because she high-fived you so hard.
Yeah, and it still hurts. I don't know if there's nerve damage or what. But she's a nice person, but she's super aggressive, and that was a little too much for me.
Wait, so
high-five the
you're
Incredible Hulk or something?
you're intimidated by her because of her high-fiving injuring your arm?
I'm not intimidated by her. She injured me. My arm hurt.
I'm just imagining her like pulling her arm back and hitting you so hard on your head. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
exactly. It takes a lot to hurt someone with a high five, and she did it.
All right, so you don't want to go out with her again because you don't want to risk any more bodily harm. Is that what I'm getting?
I'm pretty much leaning towards a no.
Okay. Well, you know what, Bryce? Maybe she can change your mind because she's actually on the other line listening to this and wants to talk to you.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. Amy, Bruiser, you there?
Bruiser.
Hi.
You big meathead?
No
you
kidding.
hurt Bryce.
I can't believe this. So you're not calling me back because I high-fived you too hard?
It hurt.
Oh.
It was so aggressive. I'm not into that.
Amy, can I ask, do you try to come off as maybe a little bit harder than you are? Or tougher?
Maybe because I'm so little. I'm 5'3" and 115 pounds. Like, what do you have, like bird bones?
Where does that even come from? You were joking like this on the date the whole time too, and that kind of bothered me too. You hurt my arm.
I barely high-fived you. That wasn't even, like, my most emphatic high five.
Are you threatening him now, Amy?
No.
Do you feel bad?
I mean, I do feel bad, but I just can't believe this situation. Like, I would have never, in my wildest dreams, have thought that this is why you weren't calling me back.
You're super aggressive, and you got to warn someone when you're going to go in for a high five like that. Some kind of heads up.
What else did I warn them about? Like, if you need a warning for a high five, like, how are you going to get through your day, man?
I don't really know what else to say here. You hurt me, and you're not even apologizing for it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, you little baby. I'm sorry I hurt your little wrist.
That's helping. That's helping a lot.
Oh, you little baby. Do you want an apology? I'm sorry.
Stop bullying me. My arm hurts right now. What do you expect?
If your arm hurts so much, why haven't you gone to the doctor in 2 weeks?
I really wanted to believe that it wasn't that big of a deal, but it still hurt.
You did some serious damage.
Hey, Bryce, would you like to go out with Amy again on a second date? We'll pay for it.
No. I don't forget it.
You don't want to go out with him now?
No.
You're being kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If I went on one date with a guy and my high five was too strong for him, do you think that I want to go out with him again? Like, do you really think I should go out with him again? I don't think so.
Well, it's just like the mocking, it seems like a little bit.
Oh my God, get over it. You guys are being such wusses.
I'm with you, Amy. I'm fine. If you go out on a date and they can't handle a little good-spirited bullying, I wouldn't want to go out with them either. So, Bryce, I'm assuming you're not into going out with Amy one more time?
Definitely not. No,
Okay.
I'm really okay.
All right.
Go get my arm
Yeah,
checked
well,
out
I'm
now.
okay
Thanks.
too, Bryce.
Bryce, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You go put some ice on that arm, okay?
Will do.
Amy, thank you for your email. I'm sorry you didn't get a second date.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just looking for a real man. So if one wanders into the radio station, call me.
All right. Well, Amy, I will find you a guy who loves a little physical abuse. All right? There are some out there for sure.
Gosh, that's messed up.
The best way to break the ice with somebody is to get lubed up together.
Whoa. Okay,
Isn't that-
this is already...
Isn't that right, Amy?
It is. It is indeed.
It is. Yeah. Amy got lubed up with the guy that she went out on the date with. His name is Bryce, and I guess they met while they were getting their oil change for their car.
Oh, thank God.
So did you guys meet like in the waiting room while you're getting your oil changed? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was like a movie, like a really low-budget movie about two people getting their oil changed.
You're really lucky. I'm always like stuck in there with some old dude that loves the popcorn too much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I actually usually change my own oil, but I had a really busy week that week, and so I was like, all right, like lap of luxury, I'll go have someone do it for me.
All right. How'd you guys strike up a conversation?
Oh, I kind of like noticed him looking at me, and when you're the only two people in a waiting room, it was like first thing in the morning, so there weren't like a ton of people, and I don't know, it's just like a friendly vibe. So we started talking, and I thought he was really cute and like easygoing, and like the guy who like didn't know a lot about cars, but was like he was kind of trying. Like I like cars. My dad taught me about them, and I was kind of like giving him a hard time.
So you're basically just emasculating him, being like, you don't know what you're saying. I changed my own oil. I'm only here because I didn't have time today. What about you, chump?
No, I was really nice about it.
I would think that would be really attractive to a male, like a girl who is really hands-on and mechanical.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like he was into it because we actually went on a date from there.
Like straight from the oil change place?
Well, no, but like we gave each other phone numbers and went out like 2 days later.
Okay, I thought you just left straight from there. Yeah. Went to like a Denny's or something. Yeah. Hey, after getting the oil change, I like to wash it down with some sausage from Denny's. All right, so what'd you guys do on your date?
So I have a couple different hobbies, and we were talking on the phone. We weren't sure what to do, so I take this painting class on Thursday nights, and it's really cool. It's like a painting, but also like that night was like stop motion night. I don't know. It's great. So you like do all these drawings where they move incrementally. So at the end you get like a flip book.
Cool.
It's cool. I know I sound like a dork, but it's cool.
And so, I mean, he knew that that's what he was going to. He was excited about going to this class with you?
Yeah. I was like, I know this is super nerdy, but it's actually really fun.
I would have just gone off board and made like a pervy flip book for you to look at.
Yeah, actually, this was pretty good.
Really?
Okay.
All right. So he impressed you with his artistic skills?
He did indeed. His sensitivity and his artistic skills. He showed me what he's working on at the end of class, and it was really good for a first-timer. And I thought we were having a fun time. So after the class, I was like, do you want to go get a drink, something really low-key? And he said he had to get up early. And I think I, ribbed him a little bit about that. I, called him a party pooper or something.
How early in the evening was this?
It was 9 p.m. It was borderline. So
That's pretty late for a weeknight, I feel like.
I don't think so. I think 9 p.m. is early for a weeknight.
Yeah, because you sleep 2 hours a night. You are
Yeah.
not one that gets to judge how much sleep people actually need.
But we get up to do a morning show. Like if you're getting up at 8, 9 in the morning to go to work, 9 o'clock is not necessary. That's kind of turning in early. I would think. Maybe not.
You know, no judgment, first date. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, you know, boundaries. I'm a modern girl.
So how did you guys end things? Did he make any plans with you to see you in the future?
We, like, talked about it. He walked me in my car, and we had a quick kiss, and he said he would call me, and he hasn't. And it's been a couple of weeks, and I reached out to him once, and then I just, like, left it alone. Because I didn't want to, you know, overdo it.
Why do you think he's not calling you back?
You know, I wondered if either maybe I ribbed him too much, or I don't know. You know, some guys, they don't like women who are like on top of their game. Like, I have hobbies, I have a life, like I change my own oil.
Yeah. I've always been unattracted to girls with hobbies and lives because they want you to be involved in their stuff, and then it's like, oh, God, I only want to worry about myself, you know? So I can understand that.
Oh, come on. I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't want to go out with him again.
No, and I don't think that's the case. And I just really liked him, and I thought maybe it's like a little weird to have a radio station call somebody, but you guys are so cool, and I listen all the time, and I just thought, hey, it's worth it. Like, if it doesn't work out, that's okay. But I am curious.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and find out if you got a second date or if you got ditched.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Hang on.